Happy Friday. Thanks for the heart me's. Soy sauce, it's good to see you. Just waiting for my co-host. Got a special co-host today. Yeah, this should be fun. And this is only part one. Yes, Ember. So this is part one. So we're doing a two-parter today. So first half will be this, a very special co-host, exactly. Scooty Scoot, good to see you. Bryden, good to see you. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, hold on a sec. I got to make sure I have sound. Can't hear you. So let me make sure. Yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There
okay.
you are.
It was,
there you are.
Yeah, it was my mic. I don't know what's going on with it, but
Well, it's good now.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Is it too loud?
Nope. You could probably even be a little bit louder if you want.
Okay, cool. Let me see.
Here, I'll look at my levels while you're.
Okay, testing. How's that?
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
I want to play the song. I'm just not totally sure how at the moment. Hey, I just hit level 24.
And amazing. Look at that. Evan Horizon, $5 super chat. Ember is the GOAT. I could not agree even. Could not agree more.
Hi, Dom. That's my best friend.
Oh, right on.
In real life.
Welcome in. Glad you're here. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, we are gaming buddies, all of that good stuff.
The Welsh biologist, good to see you. Right on.
Dom is the GOAT too. Yes, Bri, that's true. Please start tapping, y'all, so we can get more people in here. I'm really I am pumped for today.
Oh,
I am so pumped for today.
Same. And remember, chat, this is just round one. We got two topics today. We're just doing one at a time. Yeah. We're doing one at a time.
Very excited about it. Bri, can I actually use your phone real quick so I can play the song?
Oh, yeah. Just play it right on your mic. That's like the easiest way. Or I can do it if you want. Yeah.
Either way. I'm going to have Bri bring it up. So, everyone, this is a song from the movie K-pop Demon Hunters.
It's funny. I watched that with my daughter.
It's good.
Actually, really good.
It's actually really good. Genuinely fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
But this is
Jessica.
A song that I love that gets me pumped up for like doing the right thing and being or standing 10 toes down on stuff. So,
chest out, Grandpa, 10 toes down.
Hi, Grandpa.
Grandpa, what up? What up, Grandpa?
Okay, here we go. Hold on. Wait,
you went to the sing-along? Right on. Oh, nice. Thank you for the Night Star.
I can't hear anything.
Grandpa, what up?
There we go.
Hopefully you can stick around for the second half, Grandpa. Danielle, thank you. Word. Thank you, Grandpa. Danielle, yeah. Oh, I already thanked you, but I'll thank you again, Danielle, for the hand heart. Appreciate it. And just so you all know, Ember, this is Ember's song. So don't think I'm like a weird uncle or nothing like that. It's not like that.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I just had to nip that shit in the bud right off the gate.
Fair. All right, we'll stop that here. But the reason I wanted to play it is because it gets me so fired. Sure. It gets me all pumped up because it's like it's how I feel about bigots.
Secular. Yeah.
And jerk faces.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel very intensely against them, and I'm very pumped up for today. Yep. And what we're doing. Y'all, if you could please tap the screen. We're only at 1K likes. If we could please get up there. Satan is Sailor, it's actually my like old one. Old like mic from when I was going live. I don't know if you remember ADHD Penguin, but he gave me this a long time ago, like 3 years ago, which is really nice of him.
Yeah. Don't they? Yeah. So if you don't agree with the prompt up above, request up. That's simple. You just have to be at least 18. And so come up and let's talk about it. But yeah, I stand 10 toes down on this. Chest out, 10 toes down.
And there's a few things I want to bring up at the beginning of this.
Let's go.
So number one, one of the reasons that we are doing this topic specifically is because there is a lot of, did they really, Oppo? That's wild.
That's wild.
Yeah, especially after you like said you mentioned them.
Yeah,
so
for real.
Weird. Yeah. So the one of the reasons that we're doing this this topic right now is because trans people are facing a G-side in the United States and worldwide right now. And we have the stats on this. We have the it's the Lemkin Institute, which is they're like a G-side and like human rights organization, watchdog, and they're saying that we are in early stages of a G-side against trans people.
This is a crisis. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's a motherfucking crisis.
Yeah, and it is getting worse and worse by the day. Idaho is in the process of passing a law to ban trans people from public bathrooms completely. And if they are a repeat offender, like going into the bathroom after being caught and fined or whatever, they could face up to life.
Tilting windmill. Prison. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really awful. And hold on one second. Hey, Bri, I can hear myself in your phone. Thank you.
Oh, you got to mute. Got to mute Bri's phone.
Yeah. But also, let's see. So I was talking about that. Oh, my brain. I just completely forgot. So we were talking about what I just mentioned.
What's that bill in Kansas that they're trying to push through?
Oh, so the bill, well, it's already like the licenses
for DMV,
for trans people have already
driver's
been
license.
Revoked. Over, I think it's about 1,500 trans people lost their licenses.
It's in the state of Kansas.
Just because, in the state of Kansas, just because they have their trans marker. Like so my sex marker on my license right now is X. So if I lived in Kansas, I would not be able to drive.
What's up, Colin?
Like if I had a Kansas license, I would not be able to drive.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge problem. Tennessee is also pushing through a bill that would put trans people on a public list. Like anyone who seeks, it would force medical providers to publish a list of the names of people who,
it's frightening.
The names of people who seek treatment. And this is what they did with Jewish people in the age cost. So people are, very strongly going against it, but we need more people involved. And this is why anything that has to do with trans people and the situations that we're going through is a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, and I said this in the Discord today, and I know that there's only 48 people in here. Hopefully we'll get more people coming in here. Please keep tapping.
Yeah,
I'd love
keep
to see us
tapping.
get up to 10K.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the other things is that I stand 10 toes down and very firmly that engaging in Harry Potter content is anti-trans, especially right now, because J.K. Rowling is very deliberately, very actively anti-trans. She wants to eradicate trans people, just get rid of us completely. She is very rabid against us.
Yeah.
And she puts her money where her mouth is. And so engaging in her content, spreading it, even just talking about it, and doing all of that is helping her in this in her pursuit of getting rid of trans people. And any engagement with that is really bad. And Miguel, separating the art from the artist is not possible when that person is a bigoted, hateful person. Like, I'm not going to enjoy Schindler's paintings.
Exactly.
Like
I'm not going to hang Schindler's shit in my wall. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, why would I have someone who wants to eradicate people like me? Why would I have her content around or anything, or be okay with people who do that? And yeah, Colin, it's not even that good of a story. It's just nostalgic. And there's racism in there too. There's racism against, or not racism, but there's bigotry against Jewish people. There's racism against Asian people, Black people. The name for the one Black person in the book is really terrible. Same with the one Asian person. So it's very obvious, and people don't want to see it because it makes us feel good to engage with the nostalgia. But it is extremely anti-trans, and if you are adamant that you are going to engage in that content, you're going to continue talking about it, continue using it as an illustration in arguments and stuff like that, you are not a friend to trans people.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not even a question.
Yeah. And you know what? The other thing, I think my angle as well is I want to also help people understand the difference between an ally and an accomplice. We need more accomplices. And so that's another reason why we're doing this. So, so for those who, if you consider yourself an ally, we would, really encourage you to consider becoming an accomplice, which means that not only are you saying, yay, go trans, that's an ally, right? That's an ally. No, what I'm talking about is being willing to take arrows, because these people they're put on lists, they're being hunted in some countries, they're being outed. We've got bills that are forcing schools to out trans kids to their parents, which is extremely dangerous. So
Florida did that.
And Florida did that. And that is extremely dangerous to kids. I personally know of a trans kid who was sent to a quote unquote conversion camp in Montana. I want to either say Montana or Idaho. So yeah, that's Tennessee's horrifying. Up to some bullshit. Yeah, there's some bullshit going on. And that's why we need accomplices, not just rah, I love trans people. No, we got enough of them. We need some people willing to step up and stand 10 toes down and chest out and say trans identities are valid and should be respected.
And I also want to add that the American Medical Association doubled down on their support of trans people recently in their March newsletter. They said that gender-affirming care is necessary.
It's necessary. Absolutely. It's critical. And, and I support it for, children as well. Gender-affirming care for children. We've got agendas to try to eliminate that. and that's got to go through as well. So
Yeah,
so look,
conversion therapy camps are evil.
yeah,
Just
they're
evil
awful.
incarnate. I had a friend in high school who was sent because he's gay. His
Mm-hmm.
parents sent him to one in the Dominican Republic.
Yep.
There's a whole documentary
It's
on it. It's
torture.
called Kidnapped for
Exactly.
Christ. If anybody hasn't seen what a conversion therapy camp is like,
Exactly.
the documentary Kidnapped for Christ was also executive produced by Lance Bass,
Mm-hmm.
and they won a couple awards. But my high school best friend is kind of like the main person on it. They went to rescue him because
Exactly. Soy sauce.
the school there kept him after his 18th birthday. And so he had to be rescued by people because he was there when he should have had the freedom to leave.
Yeah.
Um,
No, we're not talking about
it's-
detransitioning. No, we're not talking
no,
about that.
and it's actually not a lot of people who have
It's
detransitioned.
like way less than 1%, like 1/10 of 1%.
Just because you're hearing about it a lot doesn't mean that it's actually happening a lot. There is a ton of propaganda, bots,
Exactly.
People who are not actually genuine, who say, I know a bunch of detransitioners. No, they don't.
No,
they
they
probably don't even know one trans person.
Yeah.
Much less a detransitioner.
I want to look up the statistics of detransitioning versus like rolling back like breast augmentation surgery. I'm going to look up the stats on that. I'm willing to bet. I'm not sure, and I'll admit if I'm wrong, but I'm willing to bet that the number of people, like women who have gotten like breast enhancements and have rolled those back, I'm willing to bet they're higher than the number of detransitions. I'm willing to bet that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and what I'll say here, so detransitioning statistics indicate that about 13.1% of trans individuals have detransitioned at some point. Now, this doesn't mean that they're not trans. That's what I was going to say, Pokey. Like the regret rate among those who transition is very low. It's cited as less than 3%. And gender affirming surgeries have the lowest regret rate.
The absolute,
than any other surgery. Knee replacement surgery has a 50% regret rate, and we're not out here trying to get rid of knee replacement surgeries.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to hear the stats? So this is PubMedCentral.gov. So the regret rate for gender affirming surgery is roughly 1%. And it says a large U.S. study indicated that around 8% of trans adults have ever detransitions, with 62% of that 8% doing so temporarily. So comparatively,
because most of the time, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say most of the time when people transition or detransition, it's because of societal pressures. It's because they don't have the support from people around them. And zero, the trans unaliving rate is because of lack of support. It's not because they are not trans or they are like depressed because they are trans. Sometimes that is what it is because dysphoria can be really awful.
Yep.
But most of the time it's because of the absolute like terrible behavior that they encounter on a daily basis.
Yep. And
Alec for truth is correct. The gender affirming care when it's refused, it goes up to 70% of of self unaliving.
It does.
Self unaliving ideations.
Yep.
And then, but when we see like especially for trans youth. When we see them get the gender affirming care that they need and they are allowed to do the process at their own pace, their mental health goes up by 63 to 70% or 73%.
Exactly.
So it is very it's not even debatable when you actually look at the
facts,
statistics. Yeah. It's like it's so clear.
Look at the
and
it's ridiculously
it is
clear.
not mental illness.
Yeah, it's ridiculously clear. So let's look at breast augmentation surgery. Regret. The regret for breast augmentation is 5.1 to 9.1%. So it's 5 to 9 times higher than transition surgery regret. So that gender affirming surgery. So, so if you're going to use that logic, then that means then we should not allow people to undergo breast augmentation surgery. It's that simple. If that's what you're gonna,
Yep.
if that's what you're gonna say, yeah. Yeah.
And cisgender teen girls get nose jobs. They get augmentation for like their 16th birthday from some parents if they are
Exactly.
well off. They get these physical surgeries done, and acting like that trans people, it's such an aberration, just means that you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And
trans, this is something that's really huge to me.
No, man, you got this is your floor, friend. So yeah, I'm throwing in stats and all that stuff, but yeah, this is all you. So yep, stop me. Just jump in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So trans kids exist. Every single trans adult was once a trans kid.
Exactly.
I knew that I was different, even though I didn't have the language for it, since I was 5 years old, which is about the time when kids understand where they fit within gender identity and the binary that's put into place by society. And every single trans kid deserves support and deserves affirmation and love. And this is what the psychological, sociological experts say, is that affirming these kids and going along in the process, when you actually understand what the process is for the W path, we see that it helps their mental health so much. And when they have the support from their parents and their friends and their family, it's their chances of survival and even for thriving go up exponentially.
Yes.
And
exactly.
Let me see here. Yeah, there are a lot of people being terrible in the chat. Let me see here. No, 0. So smoking and drinking, not the same.
Not even the same.
Gender affirming care, and people always assume that gender affirming care automatically means surgery.
Let's request
it could
up.
Just mean,
come on up.
Yeah, request up, people.
Come on up,
I don't know
Larchie.
why you're hiding in chat.
Yeah, don't be broke ass little cowards. Come on up and talk.
Okay.
What's up, Archie? What are your age and pronouns?
I don't have pronouns. I'm a man.
You don't have pronouns?
Do. Everybody has pronouns.
Pronouns are
okay.
Are a part
so
of language?
All right, no, it's fine, Archie. Then we'll just stop you every time you use a pronoun. All right. So trans identities are valid and should be respected. Do you agree or disagree?
No.
Okay. Are you prepared to have
It's
a
delusional.
facts over feelings discussion?
It's delusional and it's
okay.
satanic.
What facts do you have to support that?
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
What?
And how do you know that's true? Demonstrate that
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Demonstrate that they found Sodom and Gomorrah. This is a facts over feelings discussion, so you need to provide evidence, scholarly, peer-reviewed. Yep. Then bring it up and show it to us. You came up to this discussion, and that's what we require. This is a facts over feelings discussion. So demonstrate that Sodom and Gomorrah are real.
You're not even being intellectually honest. You know.
Hey,
demonstrate
Archie,
that Sodom and Gomorrah are real.
Bullshit.
Demonstrate that Sodom and Gomorrah are real. This is a facts over. This is a facts.
Have found it.
Demonstrate it. Show us a study, show us a paper that demonstrates it, and then the next thing you're going to have to do is establish relevance between Sodom and Gomorrah and your disagreement with the statement. So you got a pretty tall hill to climb.
No, I don't. I've got facts.
Demonstrate it.
Archie, wait, hold on one second.
Truth.
Hold on one second. I have a verse.
Truth.
Wait, Archie, hold on. I have a verse to read you that I think is.
Wait,
Archie, shush. That's sexual orientation. That has nothing to do with trans people.
So you're muted.
Yeah, but I have a verse. I have a couple verses to read you because I think it's very interesting that you bring up Sodom and Gomorrah when you have no idea what it was actually about in the Bible. And I'm doing an internal critique, and we'll just assume Sodom and Gomorrah happened, right? We'll just go with it, right?
Yeah.
I will grant you Sodom and Gomorrah happened. So this is Ezekiel 16:49 through 50.
Oh.
This was the guilt of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters had pride, excess of food, and prosperous ease, but did not aid the poor and needy. They were haughty and did abominable things before me. Therefore, I removed them when I saw it. It has nothing to do with queer or trans people at all. It has everything to do with people being selfish and not helping the poor and needy.
What verse is that again? Ezekiel 16:49
completely out of context.
Through 50, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're not. You haven't been given permission to speak yet. So, give us a second. Okay.
Yeah, this is
because we're gonna put it
this
up
is
on
something-
screen.
Oh, he left. He ran.
Mm-hmm. That was quick. And that's what we're gonna have today. Yep.
But I love bringing up that verse. I love bringing up that verse.
Of course, he's gonna
because
say, "Oh,
they
you took it out of
can't-
context. Can't get around it." Exactly.
that you cannot. It literally says, "This was the guilt of your sister Sodom."
Yeah. So let's
and
bring it up
his
so
following
people.
list. His following was apparently young thirst traps.
Shocker! I was just
Yep.
about to. I was actually looking for his profile so I could go click on it and look at it. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Well, fork found in kitchen.
Yep. There it is. So yeah, this is for all of our accomplices to be, and for our trans people that need some ammunition, here you go. So anytime a motherfucker brings up Sodom and Gomorrah, just hit him with Ezekiel 16 verses 49 and 50. Straight up. It'll shut him right down. Has nothing to do with trans people, has nothing to do with queer people, has nothing to do with lesbian, bi. It has nothing to do with any of that shit.
And even the situation that happened in the Old Testament in that passage, it was about grape happening.
Exactly.
It wasn't about anything else.
Exactly.
It
Exactly
wasn't about
right.
being queer. It was about them graping the women.
Mm-hmm. It's exactly right. So, okay. So my OBS is like,
Oh, of course, he had CK content too.
CK content.
Wait, Brendan Lee Mulligan. What's wrong with Brendan Lee Mulligan? Isn't he the D20 guy?
I don't know who Brendan Lee is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I thought that was, maybe I'm thinking of a different name.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Request up, people, if
Request
you
up.
disagree.
Oh, we do have somebody in the queue.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. If you disagree, you just have to be at least age 18, and that's it. Yeah. All right. Hey, Reckless.
Hi, my pronouns are she, her, and I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
I went live earlier today defending my lovely friends in the LGBTQIA community. I'm learning to do those. I'm so used to LGBTQ. I need to learn the IA part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, schools, education. I have a question, Ember, and maybe you can answer this. But I love it when far right extremists sit there and say that kids are being shoved with this quote ideology in schools. Now, I personally don't care what schools do. Society is always changing. Things are always evolving, and we're always learning new shit. That's just the times. I mean, I was born in 1983, so we've had these people exist for God who knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to school, especially high school, there was something called Gay Straight Alliance, and it was after school, and they met in the cafeteria. And you know, it was it. Nobody said anything. Nobody harmed. You know, there might have been a little bit of bullying here and there, but what are your thoughts about that with the education? I hope that's not too much to kind of throw at you.
No, I mean, there's been after school programs and stuff for people to stay to have community
Hold
with
on,
each
Zach.
other and to be able to I guess ally with each other. So I think that that's a good thing to have community. One of the things that I will say as well is that teachers have to follow a very strict curriculum. They can't just go and talk about whatever they want to talk about. They aren't just going off script and teaching kids and pushing this on kids. Like the only thing that they might do, because there is comprehensive LGBTQ education, I believe, in 8 states, and what they do is it's about accepting people. It's about not bullying. It's about the fact that some kids have 2 moms, 2 dads. Some kids have, you know, a transgender parent, right? Like that their dad may have been the one that gave birth to them because their dad is trans, and things like that. And so it's about learning that other people exist and accepting the reality of that and not judging people or discriminating against them because of their identities. So this whole idea that people have about queer things being pushed in schools, it's just false, and it's propaganda.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah, I kind of figured that
anything
because
real.
when you
It's
look at
straight up false. Yeah.
oh yeah, absolutely. And when you look at things, and I think CK had a lot of shit to do. I mean, bringing his ass on college campus and saying the shit that he did, you know, because you know they want to throw the fucking Bible and weaponize it at people instead of teaching, you know, society and that people exist, and you know, and not about love. Let's just judge everybody. I mean, holy fuck. But it's just wild to me that it's I don't even know because I'm not in the community. So that's why I guess I ask these questions, and I hope it's okay, Ember. I just if I say something wrong, you know, you always correct me. So and you know, like with the flag, they always say, well, it was God's rainbow. Okay, first of all, nobody owns a fucking rainbow, first of all. And obviously there's history behind the flag. So I want to know when did the flag start and what is the history behind it?
That is a good question that I cannot give off at the top of my head. Let me see. Let me see. I want to say it was around 1978. It was designed by Gilbert Baker in San Francisco, and the original one is like the 8 colors, and then it was simplified to 6 stripes, and then they have changed it over time. Like there's what is it called? The progressive pride flag, which has intersex identities on it as well as Black and brown identities. And trans people on it. So, but I do, Zach, I do want to talk to you because your last comment said, "I'm gone. The truth is, people are confused or have been brainwashed." Actually, so there's
Yep.
not helping.
Just
all of
give us a
them
minute.
actually
We're
okay.
finishing up with
Oh,
reckless
he
religion.
left.
Oh, he left.
God damn, these people are wild.
Yeah,
People are wild.
They can't defend their positions, and when they come up to talk to people who actually know what they're talking about, they run away because they realize that
They
that
realize
Well,
it.
and they
biased
claim to be
bigots.
Christian, and they
Yeah.
claim that, you know, they know about the Bible, and they want to sit there and say, well, and this is 3 times that I've heard it today in my life, that it's an abomination. Okay, well, first of all, no, it's not, because you've been conditioned to believe that. And second of all, what happened to love thy neighbor?
Yeah.
So,
Hey, how's it
it's just
going,
wild.
Gasale?
Hello, brothers and sisters.
Hi. Do you have? Can we get your age and pronouns, please?
I'm 35, and I guess I would be a he, him.
Okay. All right. And okay, so do you agree or disagree with the statement? Oh, and yeah, do you agree or disagree with the statement above my head?
I believe people should be respected, most definitely. Like,
Okay.
we're all sinners, and nobody should be like, I don't know, condemned or
Oh,
like point their
being
finger at.
trans isn't a sin, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Being trans is innocent,
Have
but
you
are
have you
trans
heard of the
trans
sin
people?
wave?
Wait, hold on. Before we move on, before we go on, this is going to be a facts over feelings discussion. So we only discuss facts and we debate
Alrighty.
facts. So are you prepared to provide facts for all of your positions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So do you agree or disagree with the statement above? Trans identities are valid and should be respected.
I just answered that question.
Well, you said all people,
you
but
said
I
that-
need a yes or no
Yes,
to the
most
statement
definitely.
above.
Trans are most definitely people, so yes, like
Okay.
trans people should be respected
All
as
right.
people.
Well,
We're
thank.
humans.
Okay.
Do you agree that that our identities are valid?
What do you mean? Like, as far as verbiage and witchcraft, I don't believe
Witchcraft?
should be used
Wait,
on people.
Wait, hold on.
What? Where did we talk about witchcraft at all?
Yeah.
Because you're talking about language, which is the craft. Like, should I
That's-
agree
Okay.
with certain language? that
Okay, hold
goes
on.
into, like,
How is
spiritual
that-
territory?
Okay.
How is being trans witchcraft?
You're putting words in my mouth. I'm talking about certain words.
All right.
Like,
Like
you're
what?
asking me if I
What
agree
certain
with
words?
certain
What
words.
certain words are you talking about that are
The
Yeah.
ones that you were
witchcraft?
getting ready to bring up, like trans
what?
identities. Like,
Okay.
you were about to bring up an entire plethora of language. I already knew
No,
what
I
you were going to say
wasn't.
before you said it.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
No, you didn't. I was done asking you the question, and you need to not
Mhm.
assume. If you want to have a genuine conversation
I'm a seer.
if you want
One
to
of my
have a
spiritual
genuine
gifts is
stop
being a
stop
seer.
interrupting. If you want to have a genuine conversation with someone, you don't just assume what they're going to say before they say it. You don't just sit there and wait to speak. You listen to what they're saying and you respond to what they said instead of, I'm going to say my shit no matter what this person says.
So what did you mean by if I respected trans identities?
Okay.
I said if you think trans identities are valid, if you think trans people, trans identities are valid.
What are the trans identities? Because that's going to go into the language that you were getting
There's
ready to bring up.
I was not getting ready to bring up any.
Trans identities
Okay.
talks about
Are-
language. That
okay, hang
goes
on.
into identities.
Okay, hang on, Jaziel. Are trans women
Mhm.
women?
I would say no.
No? Okay.
Why?
And what is your evidence that they're not?
Biologically, they have different
Okay.
chromosomes at birth.
Okay. And
How do
what
you know?
how do you know that?
Bill and I, the science guy. I'm a 90s
Bill Nye-
baby.
He's an engineer.
Yeah,
he
he's
is
an
not,
engineer.
and he's actually pro
They
trans
taught me
people.
that in school back in the
No,
day.
they didn't.
Okay.
No, they didn't.
Hold
So
on.
public
Can-
schools
tran-
didn't
or-
teach
Hold
us that.
hold
on,
No
Trust,
public
can I-
schools didn't
Yeah,
teach us
go ahead.
that.
Yeah, sorry,
Remember,
go
this
ahead.
was
Okay.
facts over
Hold
feelings.
on, guest. So, do you know what your chromosomes are?
Nah, I'm completely oblivious. Please
Okay,
enlighten me.
so most people are not karyotyped. That's the test to know your chromosomes, and there are multiple intersex identities, different chromosomal variations, other than just XX and XY.
Remember when I
Plus,
said
that
you were
is
gonna bring
hold
up
on, stop
language?
interrupting
Okay.
me.
Remember when I said
Stop
you were gonna bring up
interrupting
language?
me.
You're
Okay,
Stop
if you interrupt
interrupting me.
again, I'm going to put you on mute and then you'll only be allowed to speak when you're unmuted. So, let's not do that again, all right? Okay, go ahead, Ember.
And I forgot what I was going to say because
Karyotypes.
yes, people don't get karyotyped unless there's something going on with like their endocrine system, and doctors want to find that out. Getting karyotyped is very expensive, and doctors just go off of outward genitalia when they say the sex of a baby. And
What are those
they-
outward genitalia? Because there's two types, right? If I'm
no,
not
there's
mistaken.
more. There's ambiguous genitalia too. Some cis
Mhm.
women are born without a vagina. Some cis men
Some
are
were
born
with
without a
two vaginas.
penis.
Some were born with two vaginas.
No,
And
they're
those
not.
are outliers.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
there
No,
are some
but
women
they
that were
still
born with two
exist. They
vaginas.
Not
still
relevant.
exist.
Yeah.
Trans people
I
are
mean,
only
it is
1%.
relevant to the
Stop
conversation.
interrupting.
Okay, you're going to be on mute now. So,
Trans people are only 1% of the population.
no one asked you to go off mute. I never remember asking you to unmute. So, please stay muted until you're invited to unmute. All right, go ahead.
So and this is sex anyway. This is not gender. We see that even sex is is distributed along a spectrum. It's a bimodal spectrum. People exist within within the middle, the in between of the spectrum, even just for sex. And if that's the case for sex, that is the case for gender as well, because gender is a social construct. It has been made by human beings, and different societies, different cultures have different ideas of what gender is. We have people in the Philippines, I forget, it's like the Hydra, or no, that's India, the Hydra people. We have Two-Spirit within the indigenous population.
Gotcha,
We have multiple identities that are outside of the gender binary with different cultures. And the only reason that the gender binary is what it is and is so ubiquitous today is because of white European colonization, because of Christians coming in and forcing cultures to get rid of their gender diversity, right? We did that to the indigenous people of Turtle Island, of where we stand right now in the United States. We forced them to get rid of their culture and adopt white European cultures.
Okay, again, nobody asked you to unmute. You got some serious boundary problems, son. So you're forgetting whose live this is. All right.
And that boy, yes, it absolutely is white people's fault. I will stand 10 toes down on that as a white person. This is colonization. This is colonialism. This is the oppression of gender diverse people throughout history. And trans people have had to fight for rights, especially within this country and these other imperialist nations that do not see us as valid. And we are in the midst of the beginnings of a G-side of trans people all over the world. With the different laws going on. The American Medical Association has doubled down on their stance that trans identities are valid and that gender-affirming care is necessary. It's not just good for trans people, it is necessary for trans people.
All right, you can unmute
now.
There's something called assisted euthanasia for gender affirming care, and
there's not. No, there's not.
You could Google
it. There's not. No,
now
there's not.
Interrupting
It
who?
has nothing to do. That
who?
is not gender affirming care.
Am I
Stop.
not allowed to talk?
Stop.
Am I not allowed to talk?
You're not allowed to give misinformation.
It's misinformation.
You could Google it.
Okay,
it's happening.
Google is not a source.
It's happening in Canada.
Google's not a source. Number one.
People getting assisted euthanasia.
No,
and number two.
So assisted euthanasia has nothing to do with gender affirming care.
It's because of the complications from
it's not.
surgery.
You need to.
It is
and
not.
If you and again,
no, it is
hold
not.
on,
Give us
hold
the
on.
source.
Okay,
Give us the
everybody, hold on.
source.
Everybody, hold on. Yeah. If you need to come with your own sources, they need to be peer-reviewed, scholarly, or government data. So, what is your source that assisted euthanasia is?
National Institute of Health.
What's the title of the study?
What's the title of the study?
Gender affirming surgery, assisted euthanasia. Just type that in. It will pop up on the National Institute of Health.
So you haven't actually looked at this, have you?
So it's actually on a government website.
You haven't actually looked this up, have you?
Let's cook them.
I just gave you the source, and then you're telling me I haven't done my research. That's weird. That's such weird energy, bro.
I see literally just one
So,
on the American. Stop talking. Stop talking.
I bet you do.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Okay, you got diarrhea of the mouth, man. You just gotta
seriously
just chill.
Like you don't have
Nobody asked you to
chill.
unmute. So the only thing that I found is a a right-wing website, the American Spectator, that says trans individuals seek euthanasia after gender affirming care. Says transgender identified adults. When you see transgender identified, stop talking. Stop talking. When you see transgender identified adults, that is an anti-trans statement.
Do we have any other mods in here? Hey, mods, next time guest comes off mute, just mute him right back up, please. So I see Scooty Scoot and 3 Pips. Just immediately mute them when they don't have permission to speak. because Ember and I are doing our thing here. So go ahead, Ember.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because in this or within this article, supposed study, they talk about a 2015 study where they discuss the percentage of the history of self-unaliving ideation. And it literally talks about in that study, that 2015 study, that lack of support is one of the reasons is like the main reason for people to have self-unaliving ideations. This article, I'm looking at all of this, and it is completely false. We know the statistics for people who regret gender-affirming surgery is exceedingly low. Exceedingly low. When we see just one article that is talking about euthanasia, I don't see anything. There is nothing on the National
You found
Institutes
it,
of
and now
Health.
you're saying you can't find it.
Because it was a right-wing site. It's not the National Institutes of Health.
But
You were lying.
You could literally find it in the National
You were
Institute of
lying.
Health. I already
It's not
posted it.
here. It's not here.
I already posted it
It
publicly.
is not here. You are wrong. If you
Posted it
okay, so here, okay. If you have the study, give us the PMID.
yep.
I did, and you're saying it doesn't
No,
exist.
give us the PMID. Do you even know what a PMID is?
Now you're trying to play semantics.
No. Do you know what a PMID is?
We just
I
want the
know that Bill
PMID.
Gates announces small
No.
tattoo
Do you
market.
know what a PMID is?
Oh,
No,
the
I
only
didn't.
answer that you can
Okay.
give is what is the PMID? If you don't know what it is,
Then you never
okay.
even looked on the National Institutes of Health. Because a PMID number will give us the location, will give us the exact article and the exact study. But if you don't know what a PMID number is,
Aw, but
then
you're acting like people can't find it for themselves.
I'm trying to ask you to give us the PMID.
We're asking you for
because-
this, and you agreed to have a facts over feelings discussion. You agreed to this. So
What
you're being a disingenuous person
You
right now.
silence me.
No, we
So
have
and you
given
don't
statistics.
have you don't have permission to speak. So
You don't have permission.
you're just going to keep getting muted until you have permission to speak. So here's the deal. Cite the study that demonstrates your position. You gave us a bogus study.
So
Okay, go ahead.
the United Nations announced a water bankruptcy right before the Great Tribulation.
Okay,
What?
that's a pivot.
That has nothing to do
we asked
with
for
this
the study.
conversation.
We asked
I'm
for
sorry.
the study.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we want the study.
Trust
Bill Gates.
that Bill Gates has
announced
nothing
his
to do
smart
with this. No,
Okay,
that has nothing
want
to
the
do
study.
with this.
Aw,
Just
I
a
thought this
second,
was
Trust.
facts.
3 Pips needs his
So
their
feelings, right?
I can't
hold
hear you.
on.
I cannot hear you.
Yeah,
What?
Trust.
3
3
pips?
Pips needs their
Okay.
powers upgraded.
Oh, he needs upgraded powers. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and the guest ran, which
Yeah.
tracks.
All right. Let's get their powers upgraded, and I'll check Scooty Scoots as well. Sorry, 3 pips.
Perfect.
Mute accounts, block accounts. Yeah, you have the power to do that. Manage guests. There we go. Okay. Confirm. And let's check you out, Scooty Scoot. Make sure that you've got the same powers. Yeah. We're going to need a little bit extra help. Oop, no, that's not it. A little bit of extra help today.
I was going
I-
to say I could be a mod if you need a little extra help.
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Might do that. Scooty Scoot. Okay, you got
Colin
it.
For the
Thank you,
galaxy.
Colin. Appreciate that. And I think soy sauce, are you still in here? I think because we got 3 of them. That should be enough. Soy sauce. Type in the chat because there's too many people here. I can't see if you're here.
I'm gonna just go take a restroom break real quick, and I'll be right
Yep.
back.
Okay. All right, here. Let's see. I got to find you on the list, Reckless. Here, type something in chat, Reckless. And then I can find you. There we go. Okay, now I can manage your access. Add moderator.
I'm so sorry. People have to be so fucking shitty.
Meh, we knew it was
This
coming.
is wild.
We knew it was
Yeah.
coming. It's all good. We knew it was coming. Okay. Okay, you're good. All right.
Okay.
So, okay. So yeah, you can help with muting guests. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate
Because
you.
I know it's going to be
offering.
wild today. So
Yeah, it's gonna be
just-
a bit unhinged today. All right.
Yeah.
So, okay. So if you want to talk to us about the, if you disagree and you want to pull up, make sure you're at least 18. And this is a facts over feelings discussion. So you're gonna need evidence, like scholarly peer-reviewed studies and or government data, verified government data. All right. Nicholas Graves, how you doing? It's good to see you, friend.
What up?
What up?
I was just gonna come up to call him on his cap with the whole Canadian euthanasia.
Oh yeah, it's
thing.
bullshit.
I mean,
Yeah, because
I mean- Oh,
yeah,
I
it's
knew it
not
was
real at
bullshit
all.
because then he cited the National Institutes of Health, and while there are some things like from like other countries, but that's like specifically studies done in other countries that the U.S. funds, and this what he was citing was not that. So I kind of knew it was cap. Yeah.
Now, I will say this though: our euthanasia system is completely broken at the moment.
Word.
Oh,
We
yes, very
have.
much so.
Oh yeah, like we have some therapists doing some fuck
Oh, I'm
shit that
sorry.
they
I didn't know
really
that,
shouldn't
Jessica.
be doing. But so there might have been like
Where you at,
one
Jessica?
circumstance somewhere mixed in the crowds, but there's nothing as many as far as something that can be made
Sorry,
with
Jessica. Yeah, let's find you.
statistics.
Yeah. Say something in the chat, Jessica. Sorry. There you are.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it really bothers me when people just so easily give that misinformation and just spout it as if it's fact, and they'll just
Right.
keep saying it, and then other people will believe them, and they will share it. Like, this is why
All right.
words and rhetoric are important, because
Exactly.
misinformation spreads like wildfire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it does. It's so ridiculous. And like, I'll give an example. A while back, there was a therapist who was on some fuck shit who actually told a veteran that they should unalive about it. That person's license has been long revoked and they're no longer practicing. So we
Yeah.
do have certain circumstances in which, some asshole's going to do some shit, but there is nothing that would give a statistic. If there was one trans person who happened to at some point, that statistic would be 0.00000000001, right?
Oh,
So
it's such a
like,
small percentage. Yeah. And it's like, and they hammer it. Like, this is the
Yep.
one instance in which this has happened. See, now we can't have this. It's dangerous.
one out of a billion.
Yeah,
it
right.
matters, I guess.
Exactly.
And I
Yeah.
hate the fact that there's legislation on this shit. Like,
Mhm.
leave these people alone. It's nobody's goddamn business what people do with their lives. And
Mhm.
why does it have to be in legislation? Because they have a problem with people who simply want to fucking exist. And
They
I have
really
a problem
do.
with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's control, and it's bigotry, control, and trying to unfortunately cull the population of quote unquote undesirables. And this
It's
is
fucking less than 1% of the
unfortunate.
population. It's just ridiculous. Like,
So
we're
I
gonna go
actually
out of our
saw-
way to yeah. It's just wild to me. It's just wild. Absolutely
And I saw
wild.
a study from 2007 and 2008. I know it's a while ago, and there are other updated studies. But one of the things that they said is they predicted that the hate crimes against trans people are the new strange fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, strange fruit, for the Black community is still absolutely a thing, but for trans people, like, yep. Strange fruit happening. Trans people are unalived at a ridiculous rate, especially Black trans women. Black trans women are the most oppressed of any trans person because they
Yeah.
are a triple minority.
Yep.
And unfortunately, just for trans people in general, life expectancy, especially without gender affirming care, is exceedingly low.
Very low.
Yeah, and that's why gender affirming care is so freaking important, because these kids, these trans kids, are just struggling because people they're kicking them out of bathrooms, they're kicking them out of the sports, and these kids just want to be who they are. Trans kids exist whether you like it or not, um, and create, that's not what strange fruit means. You need to look up what strange fruit
Yep.
means. And Dat Boy, let trans kids be trans kids, because every
Yep.
single trans adult was a trans kid. Every single one. And if y'all would let trans kids be trans, you know what would happen? We would have less disparities between trans girls and trans boys in athletics, because
Exactly.
they would have puberty blockers, so they wouldn't be in the wrong puberty. They would have HRT, which would help them develop the traits and everything for their, where, you know, if they're a trans girl or a trans boy, and then as they get older, the disparity for the adults in athletics, it is like non-existent
Can I
almost.
ask a question about
Yeah.
that? With the, see, I hear all the time, you know, where men who, well, they'll quote it, or well, they'll say it with the quote, not the quotes, but I'll say it with the quotes, pretend to be women. And of course, that's not the case, because, you know, but they always say that, oh, well, they can't be in the sports because of because men are more faster and more whatever the fuck it is that apparently men have. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything. What the fuck are they talking about that these men can't compete in women's sports? Or I'm sorry, that's not what I said. God damn it. Sorry, Umber. Oh my God. These women that want to compete in women's sports who are trans, and they're having a problem with it because they say, well, because they're men and they have higher, what the fuck is that word I'm looking for? It starts with a
Testosterone?
T.
Or
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, why does that, like, what is the whole, why does that even matter? Like, does it even, I don't think it matters, but like,
Well, like for on some level, yes, but they do have those kinds of levels, and even cisgender women, which people do not want to admit this, but cisgender women will have higher higher testosterone.
We'll have higher
And
testosterone levels. Yeah.
and some, like especially cis women with PCOS. They definitely have higher testosterone, and if they are tested for it, sometimes they're not able to compete if their testosterone levels are too high, because that can just cause issues. And so, Britt, hi. So that can cause issues, but there have been these tests and everything like that. And when it really comes down to it, once trans women are on HRT for at least 2 years, the differences, especially in like most sports, are absolutely negligible. We don't see a huge amount, and the IOC getting rid of trans people in sports, there has been exactly one trans woman who has made it to the Olympics, Laurel Hubbard, and she didn't even medal. But for some reason, the IOC finds it important and vital to ban trans people from the Olympics, even though we are not a threat at all. And yeah, Atropos, exactly. The WPATH has all the standards and citations for what the process looks like for trans kids. So people think that trans kids are just like have hormones pushed onto them, puberty blockers, but it is all led by the child. It is directed by the professional, led by the child, and supported by the parent.
Yeah.
And the it's based on the level of dysphoria that the child is experiencing.
Yeah.
So they start with social transition, easy things that can be changed: name, haircut, clothes, all of those, the pronouns, all of those things can be changed, can be reverted back, and it just goes like, is that kid flourishing with these adjustments, or do they need more assistance? And so it just goes, it's based on whatever level of dysphoria that trans kid has.
All right, Popcorn, got a new guest. Popcorn, could I have your age and pronouns, please?
Yeah, 46, and pronoun, I guess, I.
Pronouns I?
Would
Yeah.
you use he, him? Like, would people refer to you as he, him?
Sure.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Thanks for that. And we're having a facts over feelings discussion today. So are you prepared to provide facts for your position?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So trans identities are valid and should be respected. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree, but depends on what you mean valid and respected.
Okay. What's valid? So when the statement trans identities are valid, what does that mean to you?
That means that person wants to live however they want to live. If they want to be male, female, that's fine. Don't care. I mean, you can be whatever, and I don't disrespect you. I just don't want you to enter the bathroom as my daughter's, the same bathroom as my daughter's.
Okay, so I have a question. If that's the case, what about so if you want trans women out of the women's bathroom, do you know what that means that you get in the women's bathroom? You get trans men. You get trans men in the women's bathroom who are fully bearded, who look like men. I mean, trans men, it is much easier for trans men to pass as cisgender than it is for trans women to pass as cisgender. So you're going to have trans men who look like men, who are burly, because a lot of trans men are weightlifters. They look burly. They are stacked.
Okay.
And they are going to go into the bathroom after your daughter.
Well, if they look like males, then they're not going to go into the bathroom, even though they're.
But they are going to have
technically
to. They're going
females.
to have to, because y'all only want people who have vaginas to go into, or are assigned female at birth to go into the women's bathroom, and people who are assigned male at birth to go into the men's bathroom.
Yeah.
So you are going to get, if you are doing sex-based, you are going to get trans men in the women's bathroom who fully look like cis men.
Good. But I still want to allow them.
Good?
Even though
No,
they're-
because this is the
Okay,
problem.
good.
You're saying good when this
You
is
okay?
going to get people hurt.
Are you
This
okay?
hurts. Popcorn, don't do that. This is going to hurt cisgender masculine women.
Prove it.
Women who don't fit the stereotype of femininity.
Prove it.
Because you are assuming, why perfect?
I said, prove it. Prove that.
It already
that what you
has.
say is
It
true.
already
No,
has.
you
Yeah,
prove
there's
it.
plenty of cis women. There are plenty of cis. Yeah, let me.
So I
see.
thought
There
we
was
were
a- there was a
presenting
case.
facts
Shut up!
here and
Shut up! Shut
backing
up!
our
Shut up! Shut up!
facts
Shut
up
up!
with,
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
peer-reviewed
Shut up! Shut up!
studies
Shut
and
up! Shut up! Shut up!
scientific.gov website.
Shut up. Okay. So there have already been instances of cis women being accosted by security guards, by other people in the bathroom, because they were suspected of being trans, and they were actually cis women, and they were told that they needed to prove that they were cis women. And how do you even prove that besides, a license or showing your genitals, right? A male security guard in Boston followed a woman into the bathroom and accosted her and was extremely rude. There are women who have been beaten up, cis women who have been beaten up because they are not the stereotypical feminine, and people assumed that they were trans.
Well, okay, you done?
So you didn't listen to anything at all?
No.
Yeah. We just gave you your sources.
Interrupt me.
No,
Okay.
because all you want to do is say your shit, and you don't want to listen to the actual facts.
No, I'm
That
just wanting you
women,
not
that
to
Thank you
cis
very
women
much.
and trans men are being hurt. All of these people are being hurt because people refuse to understand what who trans people are, and that trans people are valid and not dangerous.
Okay. So are you saying, Popcorn, it's okay for masculine women to be assaulted and accosted and in bathrooms, or masculine or trans men? Are you saying that's okay?
No, but it's funny how this is only a recent phenomenon, and like 20,
Okay.
30 years ago, we didn't
Do you
have
know
to put up
why?
with
Do
any
you
of this
know
stuff. And
why?
also
Do you
my
know why?
daughters,
Do you know why?
because the evidence or the proof that you're getting or the stories that you're giving is stuff that you read online.
No.
I have
No.
living, walking,
No.
breathing proof.
No, you
Right here in my
Popcorn.
own household, my daughters
Popcorn.
were
Popcorn.
were
Look, the reason
had to
why
share a
you didn't
bathroom
hear
with
about it
boys that
20
she
to
went.
30 popcorn. The reason why you didn't hear about
Are
it
y'all
20
like
to
to
30
having a
years
discussion,
ago,
or?
popcorn. The reason why you didn't hear about it 20 to 30 years ago is trans people were living amongst everybody and everyday people for a very long time, and it didn't become an issue and it didn't become public until Mr. DeSantos started ringing a fake bell. That is why it
Not
is an
true.
issue
Yes, it is.
today. It
2015.
became a political issue.
That's
Trans
not true,
people
though.
have always existed. You don't even know what Stonewall was. Trans people have always existed from the beginning of humanity. Stonewall was a riot that was led by trans women because of the fact that in New York, cops were going into speakeasies and queer clubs, taking trans people out, having them photographed and publishing their picture in the newspaper to say that they were trans. And these people would lose their jobs. They would get physically assaulted, all of these things. And so on June 28th, the day after my birthday, June 28th, 1969, please, people, I don't know why I'm forgetting the actual year, but I think it was
Wouldn't be
1969.
the first time.
Hold on, shut the fuck up. A woman threw I think it was a lesbian, threw a brick at the cops, and that's when trans people started getting their rights, and cops were, and the whole
It was a black
thing
trans woman,
happened,
wasn't it?
revolution.
Yeah, it was a black trans woman, wasn't it?
Marsha P. Johnson wasn't there at the beginning. She came a couple hours later. But I believe it was a lesbian who threw the first brick. But yeah, people think that Marsha P. Johnson was there at the very beginning, but she showed up later. But she was there when the riot happened. And that's when June 28th, 1970 was the first Pride Parade to commemorate the Stonewall riots, because that is when trans people fought for their rights and gained just a little bit more respect and stopped being accosted that much by cops. Not like anything was perfect or even actually good for trans people, but it marked a time when trans people fought against the system. Trans people have always existed throughout history, throughout all cultures and all times.
Can I ask a question? So are you a Christian, Popcorn? Are you a Christian by chance?
Hey, host, is this how you run your lives?
Are
you
you
guys
a
just get on here and
Christian by
crash out?
chance?
Okay.
Host, is this how
None
you
of
do?
us
You
have
guys
crashed
don't.
out, Popcorn. You're not
You've been
even
crashing out
listening
the
to
whole
the people
time.
who
You
are
were
asking
you were
questions.
asked a question. You were asked a question. So
Okay, I'll answer.
yeah.
You've been crashing out for 45 minutes, sweetheart. So you just stay down there.
Oh,
And
don't
talk.
call me
Don't
fat.
do pet
That's
names.
Yeah.
Don't be a
disgusting.
To
disgusting
answer your
POS.
excuse me, I'm talking.
No,
To answer your
you
question.
will not
call people
disrespect
pet
me.
names.
No,
You
not
will not
can't we
disrespect
just
me.
let women go?
okay. We're not
I'm
we're
not a
not gonna.
woman.
Okay.
I'm not a woman. Shut the fuck
Why?
up, Popcorn. Nobody has been crashing out. We have
Why?
been giving you
The
information.
1%
Oh, we
or
got a
less than
jellyfish.
1%,
Thank you, Sarah.
or less than 1% affect all the women in.
All right.
Fruits of the Holy Spirit.
Jesus
Fruits of the Holy
Christ.
Spirit. Learn them.
All right.
I was gonna ask him about the churches with the SA. Would you trust your children in a church more than you would in a stupid bathroom?
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust my child in the church. I mean, you did take a piss and move on. I mean, damn.
Nobody got cooked.
Yeah, Popcorn, you didn't even have anything to say.
You
we
didn't provide any
literally-
evidence. You provide zero evidence.
None.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't answer questions. You pivoted completely. You didn't listen to anything that I had to say. You were not up here for 45 minutes.
You were up here for
and-
7.
Yeah,
You were here for
exactly,
7
45
fucking minutes.
Crashing out for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
No,
you
I've
were here
been
for 7
giving
minutes.
factual information.
Yeah.
And man to man, don't be calling people that you think you want to identify as a woman, which Ember has stated previously. They are not. Apologies, Ember. Is it they, them?
Yeah, it is. Thank
Okay.
you.
So that they previously stated that they were not calling them names like sweetheart, honey is a disgusting misogynistic thing that men do to people that they think are of the
Yeah.
feminine. It's an ownership over a person that you do not have ownership over.
It's talking down to
Grow up.
somebody. Yeah. It's objectifying, talking down to somebody. It's, yeah,
It's very
exactly.
condescending and
It's very
gross.
condescending and disgusting. Yeah. It's like
and
Mad
if
Men
people-
type language. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
really
gross.
bad.
And just so y'all know, if I see intentional misgendering or intentional calling me a woman after I've told you that I am non-binary and my pronouns are they, them, you will be muted. And Semaj, look up the singular use of they, them. Even Shakespeare used it in the 1300s. So
And so here's a PubMed article, peer-reviewed article, PMC 8849575. School restroom and locker room restrictions and sexual assault risk among transgender youth. So it says here that the 12-month prevalence of sexual assault was 26.5% among transgender boys, 27% among non-binary youth assigned female at birth, 18.5% among transgender girls, and 17.6% among non-binary youth assigned male. Youth whose restroom and locker room use was restricted were more likely to experience sexual assault compared with those without restrictions, with risk ratios of 1.26. It's a 95% confidence interval. In transgender boys, 1.42. In non-binary youth assigned female, and 2.49 in transgender girls. So, sexual assault is highly prevalent with restroom restrictions.
yes, and trans people, I'm trying to find, I have a lot of studies up. Trans people are 4 times more likely than the general public to be assaulted, to experience violence.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very important that we understand these things. We not only look at the statistics, but we look at the why behind the statistics.
Yeah.
So many people just read data and think that they understand it. They see the self-unaliving rates of trans people and they automatically think, trans people, like if you're trans, you're just, it's mental health, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And read cop as a job. That's not an identity.
Yeah.
Like you can't identify as a cop.
Can't identify
that's
as a
not
cop.
how that works.
It's not how it goes. Can I cite one more study, Ember, real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the William Institute's 2025 synthesis that says there's no evidence that allowing trans people to use bathrooms in line with their gender identity jeopardizes safety or privacy. And then another 2022 peer-reviewed study states that analysis of criminal incident reports found 0 evidence of gender-neutral toilets or inclusive policies increased those offenses. So there's nothing behind this about, a transgender woman going to use the women's bathroom that children or women are going to be in danger. There's no evidence of that. 0 evidence.
But there will be danger if you make laws stating that you have to use the bathroom in which you were assigned to at birth, because
yes,
if 6-foot bearded trans men are walking into the women's bathroom, 6-foot bearded cis men are going to walk in after them.
Yep.
And all they have to do is say, I'm trans man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the assaults are going to start.
That's where the assault takes
It
place.
makes
Or
it
wait for them
so
when they
much
come outside.
easier.
Yeah. When they wait for them to come out. Exactly.
It makes it so much easier for cis men to go in when you're forcing trans men into the women's bathroom.
Exactly. And not to mention the trans women who have to use the men's restroom. So it just, it's just all kinds of fucked up to do shit like that. Yeah, they don't know what trans men look like exactly, Courtney. So, and I think the male.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, just the male presenting trans people, and this includes non-binary people. The male presenting trans people who are forced to use, gender assigned at birth restrooms. I I think they're the ones at highest risk. So like, like trans men or non-binary, male presenting, assigned female at birth. I think they have, according to what I'm reading, they have the highest risk of all the groups. So,
yeah, and trans women do too, as far as being like assaulted in the bathrooms themselves, because
exactly.
Cisgender men are very threatened by femininity.
Yes.
And so when they see a trans woman, it just threatens their masculinity, and they are, because they're insecure, they project all of that onto those women. And yeah, trans men, and I will say trans men get forgotten in this conversation.
Yeah, they do.
People are so focused on trans women and trans men. One of the biggest mental health challenges for trans men is the fact that they feel alone, because so much of the attention is put on trans women. Trans men are not getting the attention they need, the care that they need, the community that they need, because they don't most often they don't feel a camaraderie with cisgender men. And so it's very hard for them to find community, but people don't understand that. And yeah, this is what Sarah's saying. I feel like I can hardly use the bathroom when I'm in public because I'm scared I will be attacked. Like, that's exactly the thing.
It's just all kinds of fucked up. I mean, yeah, all kinds of fucked up.
It is scary. I still go into the women's bathroom, and I get looks. I get dirty looks all the time. And because they cannot tell. The group that can always tell is like so often wrong about me. People are about 50-50 in figuring out what my sex assigned at birth is.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Also, that's really weird because they are extremely focused on genitalia. They want to know what's in my pants, what's in trans people's pants. And it's very weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It is weird. All right, we have another guest. Unruly Poppy. Hey, can we get your age and pronouns?
I am 30 years old and I'm a male, so I guess he.
He? Okay. All right, thank you for that. So above my head, it says trans identities are valid and should be respected. We're having a facts over feelings discussion. For any point that you bring up, are you prepared to provide facts?
Sure.
Okay, fantastic. And facts include our peer-reviewed scholarly-based studies and or verified government data. All right, so do you agree with this or disagree with the statement above my head?
Trans identities are valid and should be respected.
Yeah.
That's a loaded question, but
it's
not
a
statement.
Question, it's a statement.
Statement. It's very loaded. So
why is it loaded?
Valid? I don't agree with that.
Okay. And why not?
Why?
For someone to be born a specific gender and to say they feel they are in the wrong body.
Okay. So I gotta stop you right there. This is a facts over feelings discussion, so we need you to provide facts that trans identities are not valid. So what peer-reviewed scholarly study do you have, or what verified government data do you have?
Transgender people say.
Okay, what peer-reviewed scholarly study do you have, or verified government data demonstrates that trans identities are not valid?
I'm asking the question. What do trans people say?
Okay, but I'm going back to the original statement you made. You said I don't agree with that. So this isn't about agreeing or disagreeing. This is about providing facts over feelings. So what are your facts that demonstrate that trans identities are not valid? A scholarly based research study, or that's peer reviewed, or verified government data? What do you have?
The facts is their gender. That's it. There's no need to be any study.
The facts is their gender. And what is that?
You can't change your gender. That's facts. Is that not
Who
right?
Who says we're changing our gender?
What are you changing?
Do you think trans means transition?
again, all of this is still confusing to me every day because
Again, I'm asking you a question. Do you think trans means transition?
trans to me, what I think, and as I said, it's still confusing. It's someone of a specific gender is trying to transition into another gender.
Nope,
You called
that's
it.
not what it means to be trans.
So what is trans? Explain to me.
So,
This is
yeah,
still
trans, hold on. Trans is a prefix. It just means across or on the other side of. So it means that our identities do not align with our sex assigned at birth. Medical transition is not required to be trans. We just simply are trans because it's the way our brains developed when we were kids. Gender identity develops between the ages of 3 to 7, typically. And kids start to understand where they fit within their society's idea and construct of gender. So for me, I knew from the time that I was 5 years old that I did not fit within the binary. I didn't have the language for it, but I didn't feel like a girl. I didn't feel like a boy. I kept thinking the doctors got it wrong. And I didn't understand why, because I grew up in conservative evangelicalism and didn't know anything about being trans until I was almost 30.
So you said you felt that you wasn't identified with your gender assigned at birth.
Sex assigned at birth. So sex and gender are two different things. They are related, but they are not the same. And so, yes, I was assigned female at birth, but there is a good chance that I have intersex conditions just because of the way I developed when I was a kid and older. I don't know if I am intersex or not because, and I don't know what my chromosomes are because getting karyotyped, which is the test to find out your chromosomes, is extremely expensive and gatekept. They only do karyotyping if there's something going on with your system and you're having health issues. And so most people do not know their own chromosomes. So sex is not there. It's very, very likely that the idea of like XX and XY being this far and away most common sex or chromosome combinations, that actually is not the case because there's multiple combinations of X and Y that exist. And so if sex itself is on a bimodal spectrum, then gender, which is a social construct in and of itself, would be a spectrum as well.
Okay, so I'm just going to try to understand what you're saying. So you think or you feel that you might have a dysbiosis within yourself that you
What
don't
does
have?
dysbiosis mean?
Like you don't have the chromosomes of a woman, or
No, no. I just said that I could be, but I have traits that are not the say typical of XX, but I don't know. But that even is sex. What I'm trying to say, and just so y'all know, my pronouns are they them. But what I thank you, Storm. But like I said, like sex is not gender. They are related. But what I'm saying, the point of why I said that is because sex exists on a bimodal spectrum.
so what sex do you think you are?
I don't know. I was assigned female at birth, but again, most people don't know their chromosomes. I don't know what my chromosomes are. So I can't tell you. What I can tell you is, as far as the social construct of gender, I do not identify as a woman, and I do not identify as a man. I do not have. I'm non-binary and specifically agender. I do not have like a concept of gender for myself.
But isn't that just your feelings and your opinion?
No, it's the way my brain developed.
Yeah, but the
like
same
just
way...
as you know, so here's an example, or here's an illustration, or something that might help. So you know that you're a man, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say we take your brain, right? Let's say brain transplants become a thing. and something happens to your body, right? Like you get in a car accident, but they save your brain. But the body that is available is an assigned female at birth. So if we put your brain into a female body, would you suddenly feel like a woman? Or would you still be you?
So if my brain was transferred to a woman, would I still feel me?
To a
I
female
mean,
body.
yes, because my whole entire life I was a male.
And well, and a man, and that is your identity. That is who you know you are. Trans people are the same way. We're not confused. We are not uncertain about our gender. We know exactly who we are. I am more confident in who I am after understanding that I am trans than I ever was. I always felt like I was performing gender. I always felt like I was very self-conscious all the time, had tons of social anxiety, was constantly worried about the way people perceived me until I understood who I actually am. Trans people, we know who we are.
So my question is, could you maybe just have been a masculine woman?
No, because I'm telling you that that is not my identity. I am telling you I have never had the brain chemistry, the brain identity of a woman. I have never felt comfortable performing womanness. I have no idea what that even means.
But that's what I mean. Like, I know plenty of masculine women. Like, they're good with tools.
That's not me. That's not me. They are masculine women, but you can't put me into that category just because you think.
All right. Do you consider yourself a male?
No, because sex and gender are not the same.
Okay.
No.
All right. So
I said I'm non-binary, agender. I know that I was assigned female at birth. I don't know what my chromosomes are. I don't know what all of my sex markers are, but I am agender.
So you're neither male or female.
That is sex. I am neither a man or a woman.
So you're neither masculine or feminine.
That's not, no, those aren't identities. Man and woman are the identities. So stop trying to use different words other than the ones I'm using.
Well, I'm just trying to clarify. For me, like I said,
hang on,
there's only men and women in my world. So I want to.
But use the words that I am using.
What words are you using?
I'm not a man or a woman. Just because I may one day display masculine traits or dress masculine or dress feminine, that doesn't mean that I'm a woman. That doesn't mean I'm a man. That doesn't mean any of that. It just means that I'm presenting that way because non-binary people don't have to be androgynous all the time. Just like cis women don't have to be feminine all the time, right? Like, and honestly, cis men shouldn't have to be masculine all the time. Like, embrace femininity, guys. Those are not gender identities. Those are just like presentations.
Okay, so you do not classify yourself as any male or female. You just know who you are, period.
I know that I was assigned. You keep using different words.
I'm trying to understand.
I know that I was assigned female at birth.
Yes.
Sex and gender are not the same.
So
I
what's
know
the
that
difference
I was.
between
Hold
sex
on,
and
hold
gender?
on. I have already told you this.
It's confusing.
It's really not. It's really not if you're listening. So
I'm listening.
Sex is the characteristics that we have, right? Biological characteristics.
So penis, vagina.
Gender, or combination or ambiguity. And like there's just so many variations. People don't understand.
How many variations are there?
I don't know the exact number, but there are absolutely people who are born with ambiguous genitalia who have internal testes and they are assigned female at birth, and the doctor doesn't see that they have an internal testy, and they don't learn that until later when they have problems with their hormones. No. It is a difference of sexual development.
Yeah.
That's a malformation. You can't say
it's not. No, it's not. Stop using words that are not the correct words. Language is important.
So, if a baby was born with 3 legs, would that not be a malformation?
That's not the same thing.
Not the same
It
thing.
is.
No.
No, it's
If
not.
I
That's a
have three
false
testicles,
equivalence.
that's a
That is
malformation.
not the same thing. We are
What?
talking about the scientists use difference of sexual development.
Okay.
DSD. That is
Okay.
what they use.
Okay. But
They do
if
not say
something is
malformation.
when something is outside of the norm, so hey, we know a human
It's
has
not.
two
It's
hands,
not a
2
malformation.
feet.
Stop. You are doing misinformation.
How? I'm asking the question.
Yeah, you're getting really emotional. Like,
Oh yeah, we're
Wait,
not
wait.
doing that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't ask you to unmute, Goku Solos. So I said to stay mute until we got to you. So please don't unmute again. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
People
a-
have
it's
to
a-
have self-control and boundaries here. Okay. So if I invite you up and I ask you to stay mute, please stay muted. We're doing this one at a time. All right. Go
And
ahead. Continue on.
I'm not speaking passionately does not mean that I'm getting emotional. And we see the misogyny in that very statement. Ridiculous. So we have to, because language is important. Semantics are important. And so using the correct terminology that scientists, that medical professionals use is vitally important so that we don't give misinformation. So what it is called when people are born outside of the typical cisgender, or not cisgender, but male and female, it is called a difference of sexual development. And what we have seen through studies, like in different parts of the world as well, is that trans people know who they are. Trans people are valid. The American Medical Association literally talks about that trans people are valid and that gender affirming care is necessary. And it was really interesting to me that people suddenly don't like the American Medical Association and go and look at whatever conservative institutes.
They're not going to like the Society of
agree with them.
Pediatric Psychology either, because they say this
Oh, yeah,
exact same thing.
There's like 30 institutions that validate that trans people are valid, but
Yeah.
they'll go and look at one institution that says that we're not, like Turning Point,
Mhm.
and they'll bring that up and they'll say that's the legitimate one, instead of the scores and scores of medical institutions, scientists, doctors, professionals, people who dedicate their lives to this, who say that trans people are valid.
So I'd like to ask a question of Unruly Poppy. So a woman or a baby assigned female at birth who has, outer what looks to be female genitalia, but has testicles that are on the inside that haven't descended. What is their sex? You can unmute now, Unruly Poppy.
So you said a baby that was born assigned female at birth, but then has inward testes.
Testes, however, looks like female genitalia on the outside. So what is their sex?
The baby has a vagina.
Correct.
Does the baby have a uterus?
Some do, some don't. Some don't
Well,
have a uterus. Some
Does
just
this baby have a uterus?
They don't see that immediately at birth.
They don't see that immediately at birth, but some do, some
Doctors
don't.
don't go and do a CT scan.
Yeah. They just do a visual. So that's what we're asking you. What's the sex of the baby?
Well, we have to confirm that. For me, if the baby has a vagina, one, and then we'll have to confirm, hey, does the baby have a uterus? Then we'll say she is assigned female.
Okay. And so
Only if she has a uterus?
Only if she has a uterus? How did you make
Men
that
don't have
determination?
uteruses.
How do you make that
That's
well,
wild.
men don't have vaginas either. So how did you make that determination?
Exactly.
Okay.
not
So
for me.
then
Well,
how did you make
males
that?
don't typically. There
And-
are some males that have been born with born with vaginas, but
Yeah, there have
that
been.
will
difference
be
in sexual
considered
So
development.
again, I'm asking
And
you.
there's women who are.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I
Go
just
ahead.
want to say really quickly.
Yeah.
There are cisgender females, women who are assigned female at birth. I have met and spoken with one who are born without vaginas.
Okay.
Yeah,
And they're
but what-
assigned female at birth.
Yeah.
But that's
so
what I mean. If
what is their
something
sex?
is happening out in the medical field, abnormal of the norm, what is that called?
There are different terminologies for different fields, for different issues, things going on. Because having a difference in sexual development does not necessarily mean that you're going to have health problems. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is an issue. It's just a difference in sexual development.
Exactly, which will be considered, hey,
No,
this is abnormal.
no, it is no. That is not the word that they use.
It's not the
They
word that
do
they
not
use.
use that. Scientists do not use abnormal.
Well, let's look up the word. So let's find the word
No,
that we use.
they
There has to be a word
looking
for
up
this.
stop. I just told you what it is.
No, you
You're
didn't.
trying
You
to
said-
say there's a different word for it when I am telling you it is a difference of sexual development.
It's called DSD.
So that means if it's a difference, that means it's against the norm.
It's just a
It's
difference.
just a difference.
You're trying to make it. You're really trying to spin this and do gymnastics to make it abnormal, or that it's
Difference
an
doesn't
issue
equal
or
abnormal.
a problem.
Yeah. Difference doesn't equal abnormal.
Difference means if
It just
okay,
means
if
different. What's the definition of different?
Yeah. So if we have two colors of the same card are red, and there's one that is blue, we're gonna say it's different.
It says
right?
a point
Yeah,
or
but
way
it's not
in
abnormal.
which. Yeah, it says a point or
if-
way in which people or things are not the same. So how are you getting abnormal out of that?
If it's different, abnormal, those are just kind of close.
No,
There's kind
you
of
are trying. You are
It is not the
trying
same.
to no.
No.
You are trying to
They're
force
not
something
synonyms.
that scientists do not say. You are showing your lack of education and research, like to everyone.
Well, there has to be
Because
there has to
scientists-
be a word for it. You know what I mean?
Difference of sexual development is literally
They've
the
said it
word
like 10
for it.
times. Yeah,
So
it's
different
DSD.
From what?
It's a difference in
From
sexual
what?
development from the typical.
Oh, there you go. Typical. So a man
Typical
has a
doesn't
penis
mean
and a
anything.
woman
No.
has a vagina.
It does not mean
No,
abnormal.
that is not.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
God.
Thank you.
Because you don't have 100%. This is fucking ridiculous. And I'm actually going to crash out a little bit now because you are being disingenuous as fuck. Because this is not at all how it works. We know that people exist outside of these typical, so it is not 100% one or the other. So assigned female at birth, that doesn't actually mean anything. Because they could have different sexual or sex characteristics as they age that we find out later. Someone assigned female at birth actually has XXY, right, and an internal testes. Then they're intersex, and we didn't know that at birth. This is the terminologies that scientists and actual I am not a man create. Stop that. You do that one more time, you're gone. When scientists are very specific. Scientists use specific words to no, that is not a mutation. Scientists do not say that it is a mutation. This is the problem. Y'all are trying to put different words into what scientists actually say, which shows that you haven't actually read anything on this. You haven't actually read what the scientists say. You have just heard political pundits. You have heard propaganda about trans people and about these things, and you are trying to twist it to make it into this bad thing that's against society and against nature. But because we have the social construct of gender within humanity, we are going to have these identities that develop because that is how the brain works. Because we learn about ourselves, we learn about who we are, where we fit within this construct as our brain grows, as we develop throughout childhood, throughout adolescence, and even adulthood.
Okay.
And one thing I will say is you have much less of a chance to develop these traits when you are indoctrinated into religion. Your prefrontal cortex never gets a chance to develop. And a lot of people who are indoctrinated develop lesions on their brains.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to break out of that. And what the reason I say that is because this is why y'all will not read anything, you will not study anything, but you will be adamant that you are the one who is correct. You will push and push and push and try to make the definitions that you want fit, when that's not how it works. You say that we are against reality when you don't even know what reality is, because you don't read.
Okay, so last point, and then we're gonna move on, Poppy. So you said you used the word "quote unquote" abnormal. So please provide a scholarly backed, peer reviewed paper or verified government data demonstrating that this is "quote unquote" abnormal. Okay, you can unmute now.
I think Nicholas wants to speak as well.
Okay. We'll give them the opportunity to provide the research data. Do you have it?
I don't have
yes or no?
any research data. This is just common sense. Sorry.
Okay. Thanks for coming up.
Common sense is not applicable here.
We're not talking about common sense. I said this is a facts over feelings debate. So 100% of people who have come up so far have said, yes, I want a facts over feelings debate or discussion. And not one person has provided any data. No research data, no government verified data, no scholarly peer-reviewed research papers, nothing, zero. This has just been nothing but feelings on the other side. So,
and may I say something?
We got all the research. We got it all. Hang on, Reckless. Nicholas, you want to say something?
Yeah. It's always wild to me when they use terms like abnormal or mutation, and we're just seeing this now. It's because literally science is just starting to catch up. So an example,
and they've discovered so much shit in the little time that they've studied this. They've discovered so much. Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to throw that in there, but please go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
No, totally, 100%. And so an example I like to use is people would say a child developing that does not grow in wisdom teeth would be considered abnormal. But now we're seeing that it is eventually going to be the normal, because it's a next stage of evolution. We no longer need wisdom teeth. This is why so many people need to get their wisdom teeth removed, because their mouths are too small. There's not enough room. So what seems to be quotation mark abnormal to y'all 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and even today, science is starting to catch up, where this probably is going to be a lot more quotation mark normal, because we've been on this planet for a short time. We've been studying in-depth sciences for even shorter time. Science is just catching up on figuring out the human body, brain development, body development. It's just figuring that out. So when you guys use terms like abnormal or mutation, it's only because you haven't studied the sciences that we have that show that it's actually not, that we're actually behind. And now we're catching up.
Yeah.
So
and I would posit that trans people are very, by and large, like overall, are very knowledgeable about this, because finding out about your identity and what this is all about, it's like a lifelong thing, right? So it makes total sense to me that trans people would know a lot more about this shit than like a dude like me. This guy like me. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm not sure why y'all are misgendering Nicholas. Like, he's a he, clearly.
He's a he.
So, Yeah. let's just gender people correctly. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Or if you're not
And I will
sure,
mute people
yeah.
who think that this is mental illness. You will be gone because I
Yeah.
can't fucking tolerate that shit.
And if you're not sure, just ask. Hey, what are your pronouns? It's like a very simple thing to ask.
And prodigal son, trans men can't get pregnant. Yes.
Yeah, trans men can get pregnant.
This is not difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Not
hard.
this
actually-
one. I got that shit fixed 10 years
Yeah.
ago, yo.
Yo.
I would so yeet it if I didn't have other medical issues, because that would be lovely. But yeah, trans men can give birth. I know actually a couple trans dads, and they're great dads. They're men, and they just happen to give birth
Yeah.
to their kids.
All right. We got a new guest. We got another guest in the queue, so let's bring him up.
Maybe last one before we switch topics.
Yeah, this will be the last one. Control Alt Delete. Can we get your
Hello.
age and pronouns? How you doing?
Yes, how's it going? I'm 56 and I'm a male.
Okay, so that's your sex. So which pronouns do you use?
Well, I don't necessarily, whatever you want to call me as a pronoun, I don't really care.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay, so we'll just refer. Okay, so panel, we'll just refer to her as her.
Yes, I would be a he.
Okay, you're a he.
Norm, I'd be a he, I suppose. Yeah,
Okay, you're a
call
he.
me.
All right.
So I guess my question is, I obviously respect it absolutely. I agree 100%.
Okay.
Everyone should be respected, and I certainly, absolutely, appalled at the idea that people treat people violently in such fashions. But I do have some questions about what do you mean by valid, and I've heard some conversation about being valid. And that kind of goes back, I think, to the pronoun part. For example, if someone wants to be called they, them, I mean, how do they say that's valid? I mean, outside of the fact that I say that I'm a frog, a toad frog, and I could be. How do you? I mean, where
So
do
that's
you
not
where do you get
human.
that?
That's not human. So that's not the same thing as being trans. And also, if you didn't know the gender of someone who left a jacket somewhere, you would probably say, "Hey, someone left their jacket.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably get it back to them." The singular they them was used before gendered pronouns existed in the English language.
Yeah.
Shakespeare used the singular they them.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I don't
That
think
there's nothing to
grammatically
disagree with
they,
that.
them has ever been used in that fashion.
You are
I think
very incorrect. Hey, Trust,
Okay.
do you want to bring up?
Yeah, I'll bring up
Okay.
Shakespeare
Because that's
using
very
they, them.
incorrect.
Yeah.
English experts, like language experts, you are very wrong. The singular they them is correct grammar. I like to pride myself on grammar and vocabulary and things like that, and it is absolutely correct
Yeah,
grammar.
and I was teaching English as a foreign language teacher, and I do have my certification in that, and I do have degrees that qualify me to teach English as a foreign language, and I can tell you that use of they them when for the singular is acceptable, so it's an either or. But we'll bring you some resources, some scholarly resources. So let's see. How about the University of Colorado Department of Linguistics?
WCU.
Yeah, it's WCU. Okay. So the referent. Okay, so they're going to get on to all this reference stuff. So in the case of they them, the pronoun refers to a person, and the current question is whether or not the pronoun should be used for a singular person or only kept in reference for multiple people. So it appears that the linguistically grammatical form of the pronouns is one, and Merriam-Webster declared that they, them would once again serve as a singular pronoun, 2019. So there it is. So Merriam-Webster shows that.
And all they do, and all the dictionary does is show how the words are already being used.
Yeah.
So it was already being used in the singular fashion. And Control-Alt-Delete, we can't hear you when you're off the app. So I don't know if you're running and hoping to time out, or if
Maybe
you're
doing
reading.
research. Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, this is correct grammar.
Yeah.
I have, you're correct. I am doing research. You're correct. And there's a lot out there that, and I'm talking about, you want citations, you talk about that. A lot of what you spoke about, you haven't cited either. But
I just
there are
cited
many
it.
citations.
We
I
just cited
it. It's
dictionary.
on the University of Colorado's website.
Yeah, I can cite you some counters to that as well. I sure can. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So are you saying then
So
that
that
Merriam-Webster is wrong?
I would have to look at the context of what Merriam-Webster is saying.
I just told you the context.
Oxford English Dictionary says the same thing. Singular they, them has become the pronoun of choice to replace he and she in cases where the gender of the antecedent, the word the pronoun refers to, is unknown, irrelevant, or non-binary, or where gender needs to be concealed. It's the word we use for sentences like everyone loves his mother or everyone loves their mother, right?
The New York Times style manual, it says that is intolerable. They don't even tolerate
What are
that.
you talking about?
Which version?
The New York Times is a newspaper. It's not.
Yeah.
That's not an educational source. That's not an academic source.
And they update that all the time. So you'll need to come up with the which version of that. They update that like regularly. So you could be looking at something. Yeah.
Sorry,
and newspapers use different. Yeah, and newspapers use a different format as well. So it's a whole different lexicon. Yeah.
And newspapers are also very biased sources because it's all opinion pieces where reporters get an idea of something that they want to write about, and then they get the go-ahead from the editor, and then they write a biased piece.
Yeah,
So,
and oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I do this thing, Ember, where I'm finishing a sentence and I go like so or something.
And then
I'm
you're done,
actually done, but it's like a thought that's not there. Don't know why I do
No,
that. You're fine.
I get it. Sometimes I do that too. It's those neurospicy brains. So we have the APA style that says the singular they is a generic third person singular pronoun in English. Hold on. Hey. I was already talking. Don't be rude. So the APA style, which is academic, which is used in universities, they say the singular they is a generic third-person singular pronoun in English. Use of the singular they is endorsed as part of APA style because it is inclusive of all people and helps writers avoid making assumptions about gender. It says, although usage of the singular they was once discouraged in academic writing, many advocacy groups and publishers have accepted and endorsed it, including Merriam-Webster's dictionary and the Oxford Dictionary. This is throughout history. We have seen this. It hasn't been as popular because of colonization and the binary becoming so big, but we still use they, them in the singular sense in everyday language, even if you don't notice it. And I doubt he was even listening to what I said.
Probably not.
Yeah, I was listening. I'm listening.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's a lot. There's a lot of them. Like,
are you now? You had earlier. Okay, so you had earlier said that you disagreed that that the use of they them in the singular was not used in the Middle Ages. Did we hear that right?
There's a counter out there to the Shakespeare. I'm familiar with that, but that's not.
Yeah. What's the source?
Yeah, what's the source?
Yeah, sure. And let me ask a question.
No, get us the source.
We need the source first.
Nope. Get us the source that it was not used during Shakespeare's time. Nope. Control-Alt-Delete. We have been giving sources.
I just gave you sources.
Left and right.
We just gave you source.
We gave you multiple sources.
Gave you University of Colorado. We gave you Merriam-Webster. We gave you Oxford.
APA. Oxford.
I mean,
we've given you multiple sources and you have none.
All right, stand by. I mean, y'all keep talking. It's going to take me just a minute, okay?
You're not. Well, it's going to take you more than a minute.
Here's the University of Pennsylvania. I'm on the University of Pennsylvania website. Here, I'll go to it and read. They gotta update their certificates. It's not SSL certified. Okay. Shakespeare used they with singular antecedents. So this is the source is Sean Lennon, who is a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. The way they use they can be used in modern English. Yeah, a comedy of errors, Act 4, Scene 3. There's not a man I meet, but doth salute me as if I were their well-acquainted friend. It's right there. It's right in the comedy of errors, Act 4, Scene 3.
And I have a source from the University of Illinois. Hold on.
Oh, I saw that one.
University of Illinois,
I saw that one.
Urbana-Champaign.
Yeah.
Yep. It says the Oxford English Dictionary traces singular they back to 1375, where it appears in the medieval romance William and the Werewolf. Except for the old style language of that poem, its use of singular they to refer to an unnamed person seems very modern.
Yeah, and it does say here at the bottom, it says a lot of writers do avoid using they with singular antecedents. However, it is not grammatically incorrect. So,
and it says, since forms may exist in speech long before they're written down, it's likely that singular they was common even before the late 14th century. That makes an old form even older.
But I think in terms of your grammatical use, the difference that I'm going to point out is that, yeah, for example, if I'm speaking, I could talk about the I don't know, the hockey team or the whatever team, the soccer team, as they, okay? Or I might refer to, I may very well refer to two groups of males.
Sure, that's the plural. That's the
males as
plural
okay.
they. You're not. That's not the singular they.
yeah, we're talking
You're
about the
using
singular
the plural
they.
they in that instance, because you're talking about a group of people. They. Right, and you can also say the team it. Right, but you can also say the team they because it's a group of people. This is a problem. Like, people just don't understand language and the intricacies of language, especially English. English is such a difficult language because it is built off of exceptions, language exceptions.
Yeah.
And so it is important that we understand what actual how language evolves, because it is not the same all the time, right? The way we speak now is not the way that they used to speak back in the 1300s. But we keep different rules throughout it that follow as the language evolves, and we have kept the singular they them. And so just saying that it's wrong doesn't make you right, because we have the history to back us up.
Could you imagine if we traveled back in time right now and tried to talk to them?
We wouldn't be able to understand them. Couldn't understand them.
Yeah, it would be a different language, basically.
Completely different.
Control-Delete. You said you have some sources for us?
Yeah, well, I just, again, the idea that, for example, you were talking, yeah, I understand you see a coat, you don't know whose coat it is. You may say it's theirs or them, just, but if you don't know what actual gender it is, I get that. I understand that. And nobody, like, for example, let me think about how I want to put this. But the idea that I, as an individual, am a they or a them, that completely attempts to make the grammatical use of it as agnostic, and it is not.
Agnostic.
Okay, you're offering an opinion. I asked. Okay, hold on, Control-Delete.
Matter in that sense.
Asked for scholarly backed, verified research or verified government data. What do you have?
I'll get you some. Hang on.
Okay, that's what we've been waiting for the past 10 minutes.
This is what we've wanted.
You said
all
5-10 minutes ago.
Opinions. We want a source. Control-Delete. We have been asking you for a source for 10 minutes. Get a source.
Then you can ask your question. Yeah. Then you can ask your question. Yeah. I mean, it's fine to have opinions, but if you have opinions based on sources, then that's even better. But we're not going to just have opinions without any sources or facts to back it up.
Because opinions without anything to back it up is bias.
It's just bias, or it's just feelings. Yeah. And
It's
so
uneducated
this is
ideas.
a facts over feelings discussion.
And we have given multiple sources. And also, spoiler chat, he's not going to be able to find any sources.
No, I didn't want a spoiler. Damn it.
Sorry.
Didn't want to know the end.
Did not want to know the end.
Didn't want to know the end. I wanted to watch the movie play out. Crap.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I'm looking through all these, and I have yet to see a single result here that says no, don't use they in the singular. I have not, and I'm on page like 7 of Google search. And I'm just looking
What I'm gonna
for,
say-
yeah, I'm just looking for like scholarly or university. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
So here we go. Here's one.
Okay, what do you got?
The American Heritage Book of English Usage. A panel selected of writers and journalists, professors, linguistics, other experts found that 82% reject the use of they with a singular antecedent.
82% of who?
Yeah, 82% of who?
What's that?
82% of who?
Well, I mean, it's it says here, writers, journalists, professors, linguistics, and
they were
experts.
hand
That is a quote
selected?
from the American Heritage Dictionary. Okay.
American Heritage Dictionary, y'all. Let's go see what their
Well, I mean,
bent
Webster,
is, okay?
you quoted Webster's dictionary. What's the deal? Come on.
Well, because Webster's is just, yeah.
I've
American
never
Heritage
heard of
Dictionary.
American Heritage Dictionary. What is this?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it is? It's American Heritage is totally right wing.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I knew it. That's what I was looking up.
Who
to see what their
I'll find
slant
another one. I'll
is.
find another one.
No, you
I'm
won't.
sorry. That's like right wing. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
because-
so I found a scholarly quote, or I quoted what a source. Okay, so now may I ask my question?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, great, thank you. So my question would be this, and one thing that has been drilled down a number of times, and that is that talking about the chromosomes, you don't know your chromosomes because you probably don't test them. I get that. That's fine and dandy, but equally, how has it been determined that they or them have found what their chromosomes are, and therefore somehow validate that they or them?
What? None of that made sense. That was nonsense.
That's a bit of an ill-formed question. Could you, I don't understand what you're saying.
So and again, I could have misinterpreted the
Sex and gender are not the same thing.
Okay, but
so finding out the chromosomes doesn't change whether a person, like, how the person identifies, if they like, and what their pronouns are. If I found out my chromosomes were XX, I would still be non-binary. I would still be agender.
Okay, maybe. Okay, then forgive me. I may have misunderstood the way you were putting that. Forgive me. All right, I got you.
Okay, did that answer your question?
Yeah. I think I was taking it another way, and that might have just been probably just my interpretation of it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
I'm curious, did the guest ever answer the background?
Yeah,
Not
like we got
really.
into the discussion about trans identities are valid, and I think you began with it depends what you mean by valid. Did you say that? You remember saying that at the beginning?
Yeah, and then
Control Alt Delete?
and then he got into they
that's
them.
kind of the respected part. I have no problem with the valid part, and I guess again, there's a lot of
Do you
we
hold
disagree.
on? Really quickly, what do you think it means to respect trans people?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess I could give you examples the way I see it. For
Thanks, Ariel.
example, let's pretend I may actually know that you're trans, and let me try to think about this. In other words, for example, if you identify as they them, okay, I'm not just going to inherently try to disrespect you, or if you identify as a trans man or woman, even though I may know, or I may
Would you use
think I
our
know the
correct?
truth.
Wait, hold on.
Huh?
Would you use our
Yeah.
correct pronouns? Would
In the
you use
case
the
of
pronouns?
they, in the case of
No,
they them, in the case of they them, probably not. Only
that's
because I think.
disrespect. You don't
It's
respect
disrespect.
trans people. That is
Well, I think
disrespect.
that it's
No, because you
disrespectful.
are wrong. No, no.
Uh-huh.
I am
Go
a
ahead.
trans person. You don't get to decide. You don't get to decide what respect to trans people looks like. If we tell you that something is disrespectful, it is disrespectful.
Now,
Period.
if we refer to you as she or her, would that be respectful or disrespectful?
Oh, it would be disrespectful, but I mean, I'm not gonna like. I'm not gonna like.
And-
Yeah.
Okay, so why isn't it the same for a person whose pronouns are they them? Why is that? Why do you feel that's not disrespectful?
Well, I'm sorry. Repeat that.
If I referred to you as she, her, so if I talk to my colleagues here, now Control Alt Delete, yeah, we're waiting for her to get back with some sources. You know, she said she was going to give some sources, but she's not so far, and we're waiting on that. Oh wait, she gave us some sources, but okay, well now we're talking about something different. I wonder if she has something else she'd like to say. You would find all that disrespectful. So now I'm trying to understand from your point of view, if that's disrespectful for you to be called by your incorrect pronouns, why do you feel it's not the same for a non-binary person who uses the pronouns they, them?
I guess because I just simply don't believe that usage of they them is correct grammatically.
But it
okay,
is.
but we don't operate on beliefs either.
This is the this is
These
the
are facts
problem
over
because we have literal sources to show you that you are wrong, and for you to consistently and constantly say, "I disagree." Stop interrupting me. You don't interrupt trust, but you interrupt me, and that's very interesting. So when you refuse to respect my pronouns because I use they them. When you tell me you disagree, when I have given you academic source after academic source to show that my usage is correct, you are leaning into bias and bigotry based on your opinion that is not based in fact or reality. You are judging and you are discriminating against people like me when you refuse to respect our pronouns. When we tell you our pronouns and you say, no, I disagree with that. That's rude. We deserve basic respect because we know who we are. Understanding is not required to respect someone.
Yeah.
You don't Go ahead.
Sorry, Amber. There was a break. I thought you were done.
Yeah, no, sometimes I break before I'm done, but I totally
get that.
understand. Yeah, but go ahead.
Out of curiosity, Control, I tell you that I identify as a man and my pronouns are he, him. Are you going to refer to me as he, him?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so it's just they, them that you have a problem
with. They, them is the one that I have a problem with. Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
what if I told you?
Go ahead.
What if I told you that if you're willing to go by my pronouns he, him, but you're not willing to respect Ember's pronouns of they, them, that you are also simultaneously disrespecting me because Ember is part of my community?
Well, that's why I'm talking to you all right now, okay? That's why I'm talking to you all. And so, yeah, I would certainly respect that, and I would say, that I certainly don't mean any disrespect, and I don't view it as being disrespectful. I get where you're coming from. I understand.
Your view of whether it's disrespectful doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. I don't care. I don't care. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because because Nick and I are in one of the most oppressed communities currently. And your opinion of whether what you're doing and saying is respectful or disrespectful does not matter one iota to any of us. Because we know what is respectful and not respectful. And if we tell you our pronouns and you intentionally say the wrong pronouns, then we know that you are not a friend of ours. You don't actually care about us. You care about your biases that are not based in reality. And we can't trust you.
Like, look, this girl, I get it. W- uh, I lived a very sheltered, right-wing life, Christian life. Okay, I at the beginning, years back, I had issues wrapping my head around them because I didn't understand. I had to literally have someone sit me down as if though I was in grade one and explain it that way, and then it finally clicked. The thing is, you have to want to let it click, and I don't think any amount of explanation that Ember could give you right now at a grade one level or at an adult level, you will ever let it click because you don't want it to. And that is where the disrespect comes from. I understand not being educated on something because I was there, but once you are educated on something and you still refuse, that's when it turns into bigotry. And I think that's where you are at.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that I certainly respect you, but I think that your
No, you
claim.
don't.
I mean, that
No,
doesn't mean
you
that I
don't.
necessarily
You
have to
don't.
claim
Nope.
claim that
Again, you
your
did you not
reality
listen
is
to
is a
anything that we
hmm?
just said? You don't
What's it?
respect me. You do just because you say you respect me does not mean that you do. I am not safe around you. You are not a safe person for me because you refuse to respect who I am and my identity. Why would I trust someone who will not even give me the bare minimum respect?
Okay, so I certainly I certainly think maybe there's a different word. Okay, I can treat you, I guess with maybe respect isn't the right word, but I can treat you with. I'm trying to think,
It's not
but that doesn't
dignity.
necessarily.
It's not, no, nothing that you do, if you intentionally don't respect a part of our identity, whatever it might be, you do not treat us with dignity. You do not treat us with respect. You do
Yeah,
not care about us. You care about your own opinions and you care about your own ideas. You
but
do
your
not
claim,
care.
but
Stop. You do not care about who we are. You have no empathy. You are stuck in your own biases and your own bigotry.
okay, but my thing is, I'm not going to be required to. Um, I don't see how you can say that I should be required or
Because
expect
it's
me.
basic human respect.
It's
It's
immoral.
basic
Yeah,
respect. It is unethical
it's
to treat
immoral.
another human being that way. It is immoral to treat another human being that way with intentional disrespect of who they are telling you that they are. It is wrong. And it contributes to the harm that we experience today as trans people. That experts and G-side watchdogs are raising red flags all over the place right now because we are in the beginning stages because G-side doesn't just happen all at once. It is a snowball. It is a process. And we are seeing the processes right now with the laws going into motion and the they them, right, debate, whatever. It was even used as a political commercial in Florida. My pronouns have nothing to do with the government. My pronouns, my identity has nothing to do with the economy. I want to
Nope.
live my life. I want to be who I am without people fucking with me and with people giving me basic respect. This society, our world, our country would be so much better if people stopped standing in their selfishness and their ego and actually listened to other people and had empathy instead of spewing hateful rhetoric and then assuming that you're doing good things. Thank you, Jacob.
Well, I would say this, that and also pronouns are meant to be descriptive, okay?
Yeah.
Not
Oh my God.
not
You
based
haven't
on some
listened to
observable.
anything.
In other
You
words,
haven't
based on
listened to
some
a
type of
single
reality, okay? The fact that
thing.
you call yourself
It's
they,
weird.
them, let me
It
speak.
is
Stop speaking
reality.
over me,
It
please.
is
Can I speak?
fucking
This
reality.
is a
No.
weird Hilda die on.
Yeah.
This is a really weird
Because
Hilda die on.
it is reality.
Yeah.
I am not a man. I'm not a he, him. I'm not a woman. I'm not she, her. I am non-binary. The singular they, them is correct. We have given you at least 5 or 6 academic sources to say that it is correct. Your refusal to understand and your refusal to listen is palpable. Like we could cut your transphobia with a knife. It is so palpable because you refuse to respect who I am. And I would love for Livia to talk.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
I was just waiting because they were on fire with all that. So on point.
Throw gas on it. Throw gas on it.
Yeah, I you say that, but I actually am going to. What I noticed is Control-Alt-Delete adhering to a hierarchy of genders by being willing to respect people that use she, her, or he, him, but then having questions suddenly at anything else creates strata that are bigoted, literally bigoted, right? You've been given the information and you refuse to change your point of view. That's what bigotry is, my friend. And worse than just that, you're saying with your whole chest that the two binaries are somehow worthy of more than any other gender, and that sucks, man. That sucks.
All right. So with that, thank you for coming up. Time's up. All right.
Wait, we didn't do a
Honestly,
tick poll.
I gotta say, I loved the silence that hit right
Yeah.
after I went on a diatribe.
Yeah.
It was chef's kiss.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know we're switching to another topic now, but what I want to say really quickly is, number one, he just showed how people can't even respect the smallest things about us. And if they can't respect the smallest things about us, they can't respect the big things. They can't be trusted with the big things. But I want to say thank you to all of the supporters, to everyone. Thank you, Trust. I'm still going to stay up here. Because we're switching to another topic.
We're just switching to another topic. It's not
going to be so focused on me. I just want to thank you, Trust, for doing this, and I'm so excited we're going to do this more often.
Absolutely. We're definitely doing this more often.
My heart is on fire, metaphorically. This is my passion. This is my love. My community. This is where my heart is protecting my community and loving my community. So I'm gonna get emotional about it. But
yeah, and I'm an accomplice here. So being an accomplice means that we give space to folks like Ember, Nicholas, and Livia because they need to, because you know what? I almost never hear your voices about this. You're speaking about all kinds of other different things, but never this. And this is your identity. This is who you are. And the fact that you get this little tiny sliver of space to talk about who you are is a travesty. We need much more than a tiny little sliver. So I'm just doing my part. That's all I'm doing as an accomplice.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Livia and Nick, for being here. I thought I was going to be the only one because it was just going to be me and Trust, and honestly, y'all's input is really helpful, and it helps me be able to get a little bit of a break. Helped me to be able to get a little bit of a break and a breather. So I really appreciate it.
And I don't think anyone who is being misgendered, dead named, they owe nobody respect. They owe nobody respect. They, you know, you get what you give. So if they're not even starting off on a platform of respect, they don't owe anybody. They don't owe any of those people respect. They can stop them. They can shut them up. They can cut them off because respect wasn't given to them at the beginning. Period. Exactly, Jessica. Period. So you seeing Ember interrupting people and saying no, because number one, there was misinformation being spewed. They were not being respected. And so, yes, Ember is demanding respect. Demanding respect. So that's what you're seeing today. So it's just wild to me. You're totally blind to all the people that were cutting them off, that were stopping when I was talking. Did you see all the people, every single person, every time I stepped up and said, hey, stop talking? What did they do? They stopped talking. How many times did they have to say, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, and the person just kept talking? I mean, it's just, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, it's rampant, and it's a scary
rampant.
time for trans people.
Yeah. Nicholas getting called, getting called sweetheart. And I'm seeing it all in the chat. You know,
Even
I'm seeing it all in the
to a
chat.
woman is not okay.
Right? Even saying that to a cis
woman,
to a cis woman is not okay.
I mean, look, bros in the chat, if you're sitting there calling me sweetheart, I'm just gonna assume you're a gay man, and I have to say, I'm sorry I don't swing that way, but I back you 100% on it. You know, you do you,
You do
rainbow
you.
love.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do have some gay male friends I could like try and hook you up with, but I guarantee you are not their type. Just saying.
Yeah. Just saying. Yeah.
So
Sweetheart
thank you.
should only be said with 100% consent. Exactly.
Yes.
So,
yeah. So just thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you. And yeah, thank you for just being here. And I'm very excited to be doing this more. And yeah, Nicholas, do you prefer Nicholas or Nick?
Either or. I put Nicholas up there in the hopes that people would grasp the hint.
Sure. Yep.
To the he him for the most part. Everybody
message received, at least from me. Yeah.
Most people call you Nick. Okay.
I'm like, maybe
so
if
much,
I do the full name, it'll help, but it hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
are
but
rude.
you know, they are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 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 You both are welcome anytime we do this topic. Just trans friends that we know. You are welcome up to give your input. I love co-hosting with this, but I love having help as well.
Yeah.
So we could use the more trans voices, the better.
Exactly. Totally 100% agree.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because most of the time y'all are outnumbered, like overwhelming, so safety in numbers. Yeah, totally. So anybody in the community, in the future, just come on up, and we just got to leave one spot for the guest, but got no problem turning this into a viper pit for guests.
I would really like, if it's okay, to reiterate something.
Yeah.
Even those who say that they're pro-trans, I don't think you understand that the non-binary individuals do sit under the trans umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are pro-trans, but you are not pro-non-binary, you are not pro-trans. I am not one of those people who will roll with you if I hear you disrespecting at any time a member of the non-binary section as well. They are valid as much as the rest of us are. Just because you can't understand that they don't go by she or he doesn't mean that they're worthy of any less respect than the rest of us. So even if you are a quote ally, but you have those thoughts and feelings, just know that you aren't really an ally because you
Exactly.
still hold a bias to gender quotation mark norms. So to reiterate, if you guys disrespect the non-binary, oh crap, I can't speak today, non-binary community, you're also disrespecting me, and I won't have anything to do with that.
Thank you, Nick. I really
It's kind of
appreciate
like
that.
the teacher thing. You know how back in school when, it's still like that, Mr., Miss, and they said that, it was respect. This is the same fucking thing, you know. These people deserve the respect just like a teacher.
Yeah.
So,
And if
it's
you're not
not that
sure,
hard to use.
yeah. If you're not sure, just ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Folks
Or
totally
do what I
appreciate it.
did. do what I do. If you're not sure and you for whatever reason you don't feel comfortable asking, default to their name.
That too.
It's a life hack.
Yeah.
Default to the name. Like
Yeah. Yeah. That too. And so look, I have learned, look, I thought, being an ally was good enough. Because reasons, right? And since I've met you, Ember, I've learned so much. And for me, it was necessary because, again, reasons. And, so, I just very honored by the fact that you call me an accomplice. I'm very honored by that. And I'm serious about like standing up to that. That's why I got my jar, to eliminate the patriarchy and doing these lives and anything I can do to have the community's back more than just rah rah. I'm not satisfied with being a cheerleader for the community. So it includes, having your back means having your back.
If I may, Stevens 77K, you're creepy, but man to man here, you say, talk about walking on eggshells. Why do we deserve so many of these rules? They have had to, these rules are set up because men have been creepy, grapey, violent creatures since the beginning. And now that those of the women or feminine presenting variety are telling you they are done with it, now you have issue with it. Do not think that you can get away with screaming persecution when literally your system has been harming women and feminine presenting people for centuries.
Yeah.
Stop playing the victim in comments. It's really, really gross.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All
We're gonna switch the topics. I'm gonna restart the live just so that it will refresh on everybody's For You pages. So
can we, before we do that, can we get to 100K just really quickly?
yeah.
I think we only have 8K left. If everyone
just a quick 100K,
can, yeah, everyone can tap really quickly before we restart. Maybe we'll give it about like 2 to 3 minutes. See if we can get up to 100K, but because that just helps the algorithm, helps trust, and then once we restart, it should help boost us.
Yeah, and follow and give coins for everybody who's up here.
Yeah,
I'm
not
sure
just me.
Yeah,
like
everybody.
Nick has been doing a great job, and Livia as well. I just
and Reckless too. Yeah.
Yeah, Reckless.
Good,
yeah,
great questions and muting people and just stepping up. Yeah,
Love
exactly.
you.
Yeah. So coins, follows, W's. Show the folks up here some love. And in fact, if you need to choose between me, you need to choose between me and the co-host, pick the co-host over me. I got plenty, so don't worry about me.
I'm waiting for the day that Ember goes live because
Right?
that's another one I can help a content creator.
Yeah.
I just need to figure out a background. Maybe I'll do this as a background. But if anybody wants to make me a background, no AI though. I don't want it made with AI. But if anybody wants to make me a background that says this, trans identities are valid and should be respected, maybe I will go live.
Okay. Well,
I used to go live a long time ago, but it's been a while, so I'm a little
Yeah.
rusty, but
we need you back.
it would be fun.
Yeah. We
Thank
need you
you.
back. Yeah. Definitely need you back because, yeah, you bring in the fire. Love it.
Thank you. I'm trying. This is my heart.
Yeah.
It's literally like on display today.
Yeah. And any other person would be like, if, I mean, this is just identity, and any other person would be this passionate, would be this, you know, assertive, this, you know, in your face. Anybody would be, if you just, you know, just dismissed, disregarded, minimized their identity. Anybody would be like this. So if you don't understand, well, just think about, you know, this is just building empathy. Think about what you would do if somebody just dismissed you like that. The same.
What's the next topic?
Next topic is going to be, what's your best evidence that Black people can't be racist?
You mean
So that's
can be
gonna be-
racist?
Black people can be racist, excuse me. Yeah. What's your best evidence that Black people can be racist? Yes. It's going to be,
I'll have to Google search AI forums for about 6 hours and then I'll get back to you.
you might need a little bit more time than that, but yeah. So that's going to be, so yeah.
But
Yeah.
W
Stick around.
100K as well. I knew you guys could do it. Thank you so much.
Right on. Everybody.
So we are going to reset. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. Please
I'm going to
come
reset both
back.
lives. Yeah. But please come back. Yeah. If you're interested, and, you know, grab your popcorn, grab your drink, sit back, and yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fire. So just come on back. Okay. We'll see you guys in about 3 to 5 minutes. I just got to change the background, you know, the title, and then jump back in, and then we're on. All right. So I'll see you all, but thanks for being here, man. You guys are amazing. Everybody here is amazing. So love you all.
See you in a few minutes.
All right. See you in
Thank
about
you,
3 to 5.
everyone.
All right.